What's up, Otaku Nation? Oda King Live, coming at you again for another top 10 anime of the week, or whatever. So today we're going to be talking about the top 10 comedy anime that I could find in my collection. However, before we start, I'm going to do a number 11 as we would, one that I just had to talk about. I haven't finished it, so it's not on my list, but it's honorable mention, and that is Nichijou. So, as probably a lot of you know, it's hilarious as heck. It's a really good show. I'm only about 1/3 of the way through right now, but not only is it funny, but I had to mention it because I'm just so happy it finally got released. It was originally picked up, I believe, by Bandai, and then they went, belly up, or they shut down production for North America. And so it was in limbo for a few years. I believe manga released it in the UK, but we had no release here. So then finally Funimation picked it up and released it stateside in Canada. Now, if it would get a dub, it would be amazing, because I'm old and I like to watch a lot of my anime dubbed. So anyways, just had to talk about that one. So let's get right into it. First off, we're going to talk about Lucky Star. Now, Lucky Star, there's a lot of conflict as to whether, it's actually hilarious or not, or just, cute girls doing stupid things. But, I don't know, I find enjoyment in it. I think it's pretty funny. I'm talking about it first just because it's in that, that gray area of just what the hell's going on in this show. Also got the OVA here because disc 1 is the collector's edition. I didn't feel like pulling it out. So I really like, our main girl over there. She is actually in the back. Was it Kanata, I believe? She's hilarious. Some of the others, whatever. Anyways, let's move on. Number 2 in the comedy section is Detroit Metal City. Now, this is obviously a more hardcore comedy because this one gets me. You could also consider it a music, I guess, anime, but it's more comedy than anything. When he's in character and he just flips out on people, I nearly die. Some of the words he says to that girl that he likes just had me mouth agape, like, what? Check it out if you haven't seen it. Detroit Metal City is awesome, and I really wish it would continue more than just this original, 12 episode set. I really wish they'd put more out. And then next up is one of my all-time favorites, even cosplayed as most of the characters many years ago, The Ping Pong Club. This is put out originally by US Manga Corps, or Software Sculptors, one of them. And this show is old school hardcore. I mean, it's pretty much, about a bunch of guys that are in the ping pong club in high school, and the nonsense some of them get into, such as my boy Maino here. He's got the protruding pecker shot that he likes to call, so that, he just lops his dick out when he's playing, and usually wins because the other players are too distracted or just can't continue. It's just really ridiculous. I mean, there's the American exchange student that's there, that they all just think stinks of BO at all times, and they're always scared of him because of it. And it's pretty bad. I mean, there's roofies involved in an episode, and there's a lot of wiener pulling. And trust me, if you like your comedy a little bit more juvenile and kind of over the top, check out Ping Pong Club, because it's true what it says. In the old trailer, it says, "You ain't seen nothing like this before," and it's quite true. Next up is another oldie, but a goodie, is Those Who Want Elves. More than likely, you haven't seen it or even heard of it. An AD-Vision release way back in the day. Quick story on it is pretty much these, I guess Americans or whatever, are transported back to the age of the elves, I guess, another dimension, another world. It's all these elves, and they have to reconstruct a spell. Now, the spell has been blasted into so many parts, and it's on body parts of the elf women. So Those Who Want Elves is pretty much those who strip elves. They pretty much have to go around raping, I guess, declothing a lot of the elf girls, and a lot of a lot of the towns and cities and everything will fight back. I mean, some of them are on warrior elves and stuff, and but the thing is that they've brought a tank back with them, and this girl here is like a military expert, so she's got a chain gun and they have a tank, and so pretty much they don't stand much of a chance. It's really bizarre, really crazy, and I really recommend the English dub too because they really take liberties with it, and it's pretty hilarious. Next up is one of my all-time favorites, Abenobashi Shopping Arcade. The manga was pretty bad, but the anime was top tier. Released originally, by AD Vision. Very good. Now this is quality comedy anime. They spoof Evangelion. They spoof so many different animes in this. I've watched this probably 10 times over. 1 to 4. Abenobashi Shopping Arcade is an amazing comedy show. Must watch. Trust me, check it out. You'll love it. Next up is another one you've probably never heard of, Nerima Daikon Brothers. This is one of the ones that ADV released, and you never hear anybody talk about it. I've even cosplayed as the one brother. It's a surprise hit. I didn't think much about it. I thought it was going to be kind of dumb. It blew my mind. It was so funny. If I remember correctly, it's done by the same guy that does XL Saga. So it's that humor, and it was really good. Every time I show this to someone, they're always dying laughing. Like the Michael Jackson episode and everything else is just hilarious. Trust me, 3-disc set. Check it out. Next up, since we just discussed it, is XL Saga. Old school comedy. This was kind of the go-to back in the day. Pretty straightforward story. There's a evil underlord, I guess, under the city, and these two girls are his henchmen. She, I guess, dies all the time. She just will pass out and die. She's insane and is always just doing anything an insane girl would do for an evil overlord. And not to mention always trying to eat Menchie, the dog. I mean, this was, if you haven't seen XL Saga, you've heard of it. It was always cosplayed back in the day, and it still holds up. I think it's required watching, and just follow through with it. Some of the episodes are weaker than others, but hang in there and get to that last episode that's the mature rating one. That's hilarious. Next up is Crayon Shin-chan. This is a long-running series in Japan, and just has the bizarrest artwork. That crayon almost drawn animation to it, and it's just almost juvenile. Like, it is pretty much following around a bunch of kindergarteners as they do, I don't know, everything from dick jokes to pretty much everything. Honestly, this show covers a lot. Now, the only thing I don't like about this release is that this is an English dub only. I've never understood that about Shin-chan. They've also cherry-picked a lot of the episodes, so it's not a legit Shin-chan viewing order. They've taken the, I guess, best ones, and they've gone through it. So it's really weird what they've done to the show. And it's unfortunate, because I would prefer, an English and Japanese, and then just a straight legit Shin-chan viewing experience. I have the first 3 box sets, and it's good. Every episode's just great, and it ended up being a lot better than I thought, so no wonder it's been running for so long. Check it out. Another one of my big time cosplay shows, Cromartie High School. I even built me and my team even built a Mechazawa. He's still in my garage right now. He's a little dirty, but he's in there. Pretty much just a delinquent show. Bunch of guys at a delinquent school. Kamiyama's normal, however. He somehow becomes leader of a bunch of delinquents. It's just crazy, bizarre delinquent comedy. 80 Vision release. I've already done a spotlight on it on my channel if you want to check that out. An amazing show, and I really wish, again, they would do more of this, because the manga goes so much further. There's so much more to it, and I just don't think it got the love it deserved. And then last but not least, Panty and Stocking. More than likely you've seen it. An amazing show. Really blew me away. ended up being a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Some of the episodes are just amazing, and the action is top-notch and everything else, but it ended up being a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. Especially the dub. I mean, the dub, they just, really get the swearing and the hardcore and everything else in there. And it's awesome. Check it out if you haven't already. And anyways, that's it for this episode. So, Oda King Live, coming at you again. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if I missed any. And I'll see you next time.